Okay. Mic test. Mic test. Final mic check and we start. Okay, good to go. Okay, 1 to 2 minute delay today, a little bit delay. Sorry, I hear really cold out my room. Okay. Ooh. Okay, can. Let me do a final mic check and then we can start. Okay, final mic check. Okay, can start already. Okay. So today is a public holiday okay, for people who are in Singapore. Okay, it's a national day. The day where yesterday actually was the day we gained independence. Okay, so yesterday Singaporeans celebrated National Day. Okay, and then today is a public holiday for them because the National Day fell on Sunday, so Monday is a public holiday. So it is a good Monday for Singaporeans. Okay, usually Monday when we stream, you are like, Tuesday must go work, Wednesday must go work. So far from the weekend, so far from our Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so if you are overseas, not local, not Singaporean, don't worry, hang on tight. Okay, Friday coming soon, Friday just like 4 more days to Friday, then Saturday, Sunday, you all can relax. Okay. So same thing, my stream starts every Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m. Time zone is GMT+8. Okay, so today actually I thought I want to take a rest, I was like, maybe I should take a break because it's public holiday for my side as well. But I was thinking, since I said I will stream Monday to Thursday, I really have to, adhere to it, must stick to it. And of course, today happened is that US market is still open. So even though today is a national or so-called public holiday for Singapore, US market is still open, so we still can identify opportunities for any trades and then see any updates to our position based on how the market opens. So happy National Day to all Singaporeans if you are watching this stream. And enjoy the public holiday, okay? And tomorrow I have to go back to work, but probably not as bad because Monday blues. Nobody want to go to work. Okay. So same thing as usual. There's 3 segments to each stream. Every time the stream got 3 segments. First segment is to talk about the stock market, specific stock or the market in general. What are the highlights and position I'm building. Second part is the option part. We talk about the option view strategy. What's my position right now? And then once market open in about 25 minutes. 25 minutes to market open, then we will go inside, identify any potential opportunities or what are the trades I will be making. Then you all can see and throw questions or maybe consider as well. Lastly is the chit-chat session, the last part, which is 5 to 10 minutes. Just have a casual chat to see how's life, how's retirement like, fire, or more leisure topics. Okay. So let's start. Okay. So firstly, 71, good to see you again. Thank you so much for saying. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Happy National Day to you. Okay, Happy National Day. Hope you have a good public holiday. Go out, walk, enjoy life. Go out party, or maybe not party. Go have a meal, or go to Chinatown, eat clay pot rice. Is it? Hope you had a great day. 71. Good to see you again. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. Let's start. Okay, so today, right? Let me just switch screen. So first part we talk about stock. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I put my face on top first. Okay, so today we'll talk about stock. So first thing today I really want to talk about is Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft. So Microsoft, we all know, right? Recently it has quite a bit of dip to about 360, 370, something like that, due to some of the weaker forward guidance or concerns about their increasing capex, their spending. Then of course, recently the newer one, the latest result, okay, the previous result, okay, OO result, okay, the second previous quarter, I would say, okay, it's like, you know, not too well, forward guidance not too good, and Microsoft slipped from I think 500 to about 300 plus. Okay, then recently with the great news that, you know, the forward guidance is a bit stronger and that they can maintain cash flow positive until next year. So market like it, and Microsoft was trending upwards slowly to about what, $400, 420, now $500. Microsoft is now $500. Okay, so you know, back then if you were watching some of my previous short video or our previous stream discussion, we were discussing about, hey, Microsoft actually a bit undervalued at 360, 380. You know, they have strong business models, strong products, and then they have strong moats. And then it's like, you know, they have AI, they have technology, they have Azure cloud revenue, or their intelligent cloud unit. Overall, it's like 30 to 40% year-over-year growth. That's insane, man. Can you imagine Azure cloud and their kind of cloud AI is growing at 40% year-over-year? That's insane. 40%. Can you imagine as time passes, more companies and people adopt cloud usage, you know, AI, that kind? I won't be surprised if they sustain at least at 40 or even go to 40 plus. In fact, if I'm not wrong, okay, I can't recall exactly, forward guidance management, they say they are confident Azure can even grow to 46% or even higher. So that's where the huge potential catalyst generator, revenue generator is there. Literally generating cash. Okay, so I just want to talk more about Microsoft is that, you know, so I mean, some people were still asking, you know, back then I know there's a lot of concern, should we buy Microsoft? Should we buy Microsoft? So I share with you my personal experience when I was buying Microsoft at 220, 250, 280, 300, all these things, okay? So it's the same scenario you will face, okay? When you believe in a company, you choose to buy at 200, 250, 280, right? Everybody around you, most people, okay, will bash you. It's like that, okay? People will say, hey, Microsoft outdated. You know, someone told me, you know, Microsoft is just an old company. Why are you buying? But they don't know, Microsoft is old, but they are revolutionary. Okay, they may be old, but they are constantly changing, upping their game. You know, trying to evolve their technology. You know, put on cloud, put on Azure intelligent cloud services, partner with ChatGPT, AI, OpenAI, all this. So that's why people, I can tell you, whenever you want to buy something or do something in life in general, I can assure you 90% of the people out there or 99% of the people out there will bash you. Okay, it's like that. They will find all kinds of words from the dictionary to criticize you. That is life. Why? Because you're not following the norms. Microsoft is selling down, you know, low price, okay, trending sideways. People not, there's no hype in it. People are hyping out Tesla, Nvidia back then. So when you buy Nvidia, Tesla, you're like a bro or sis to them. They're like, wow, good job. You should buy, I agree with you. But you try to buy something else away from the norm, like Microsoft or even Alphabet back then, right? People will bash you. So it's like that. So if you're feeling constantly, you know, being bashed by people, or people telling you not to buy this, buy that, right? Usually I can tell you they are wrong most of the time. In fact, 99% of the time, if you follow your intuition, the research you have done, the work you have done, most of the time you will likely be correct. Such is life. But it just takes time. So most of the time, the fact that you already have somehow sensing that this stock will likely do well is not because you suddenly think it will do well. It's because you probably have read a lot, did a lot of research on Reddit, you know, not just Grindr or Tinder, you know, or whatever, Sandwich Hub or whatever. Okay, you've done a lot of research, read a lot of news, you know, read a bull case and a bear case, and then you think of you foresee what is likely the future will likely be, and what this company can be, whether this company will be part of the future you envision. So it is likely, you know, whatever company you have done quite a bit of research, you know, your intuition, be your sensing, it's likely you have done the necessary homework to give you a high probability that the company will likely do well based on what you have researched on. Likely, I'm not saying 100%, but likelihood. So same thing for Microsoft, you know, based on our last few stream discussion, our videos, my own research, and same for your viewers, okay, not just viewers, I see you as my friends, okay, you're my friends also do a lot of research. You're also likely foresee that, hey, Microsoft will likely do well. So you also went in and built some position. So I just want to say is that if you have some stocks in mind, example be Microsoft or Alphabet, this is a good lesson to learn. If you have done your research, you've done your homework, you believe that this company will likely do well in the future, then just build some position. Don't let some people, the random people out there on the internet, keyboard warrior, to dissuade you. Okay, it is likely the decision you're going to make most of the time is likely correct. Likely, okay. So same thing, it boils down to position sizing, okay. So if you are concerned that you may not be 100% right, then just build a smaller position. Okay, you don't have to buy 100 shares of Microsoft. Like me, I just buy 20 per month during that period of time. Like example, when it was like 300 plus, I buy 20 only. I can't buy more because I'm afraid I may be wrong, or I don't have that kind of huge capital to buy 2,000 shares at one go. So I just buy 20 per month, and then once it climb up to like 400 plus, I stop. Because I said that the margin of safety not that attractive to me. Okay, remember, the lower the price, the higher the margin of safety. So I hope that this Microsoft is a good example for all of us to learn, myself as well. That if you have done enough research, you foresee that this will likely be part of the future. This company, okay, whatever product they make will likely be useful in the future. Likely they will do well. Okay. So like I said, okay, disclaimer, Microsoft is my top 3 favorite company, okay. In fact, it's my second highest position, second biggest, largest position, followed by Apple. But eventually, I want to make Alphabet, Microsoft, and Apple equal position, because I want to diversify a bit, not to be too concentrated on Alphabet. Okay. So same thing. So someone asked me, would you sell Microsoft or should we take profit? So my take is, I can share, okay, not financial advice. I remember my channel is not financial advice, okay, just sharing with you what I think, my thoughts, okay. So remember, if I think, okay, I can tell you upfront, I think Microsoft is worth thousands of dollars in the future. In fact, in just 3 to 5 years, okay, personally, I think Microsoft can hit $1,000, no problem. I feel 3 to 5 years is very doable. So you ask me, will I sell Microsoft at $500? Of course not. If I know Microsoft will be worth $1,000, why I sell away at $500? You think I'm stupid? No, right? Okay, I'm not stupid. So remember, if you think the company is going to worth more, why would you sell now? Right? I mean, that's just common sense, right? So that's why I will not be selling Microsoft at all until it hit $1,000. Then I will think about it. I will think about it. I still may not sell, but I will think about it. But if this scenario occurs to you, meaning that you need the money urgently, example for some life expenses that's really urgent, be it like medical emergency, or maybe you need to diversify into something that is important, like you want to buy a property. Like me, when I bought a property, invest in the property, I have to liquidate some of my stocks to invest in it. But that is a good move because I needed the money at that point of time. So if you have some other usefulness of the money, okay, let's say if you sell Microsoft, okay, you make like maybe a $10,000 profit. Yes, if you need the money at that point of time, or you have something else better to invest in, then I think no harm taking profit on your Microsoft. Honestly, no harm. Okay, but for me personally, I have no use for it right now. Okay, I might as well stick to Microsoft since I believe it will be worth way more in the future. Or like I said, in life is never always about the extreme, and sometimes you can take the middle path. Example, you want to have position in Microsoft, you sell half, you sell half, take some profit, then the other half you continue to keep in Microsoft because you see potential in it. But like I said, make sure that you have a use for that half, the half spot Microsoft is sold away, okay, that half, I don't know what's the profit, maybe half is $5,000, okay, maybe instead of 10,000 you keep half, and then you sold half for 5K profit. Make sure you have some use for the 5K. If not, you are just putting the money in the bank, which is probably paying you out 1% interest, 2% interest. Then it's not very valued. The return on investment is not really there. So in short, end of the day, you want to take profit, spend on Pokemon cards, spend on beer, party, wine, food, cai png, or whatever, hot wings and chips. It's completely up to you, okay? End of the day, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, okay? How you want to spend your money, it's up to you, okay? I have no say, okay? But I just share with you my personal thought is that I am not selling Microsoft at $500. No way. Absolutely no way. Okay. Unless I really need the money. Okay, so hope the answer to that questions are about whether to take profit or not. I know some people feel that, hey, Microsoft maybe will drop in the future. But I just want to ask you this question. Do you think Microsoft will go up or go down in the next few weeks or few months? The answer is, you don't know. Correct? You don't know. I also don't know. Truth is, nobody knows whether Microsoft will go up or down in the next few weeks or months. Nobody knows. Nobody can predict the future, okay? Nobody. So that's the cold hard truth. So if you want to sell, right? So I tell you honestly, okay, my personal opinion. If you want to sell because you feel that or you think that Microsoft will drop next few weeks or next few months, I can tell you obviously that is just guessing game. Okay, that is either you call it gambling or guessing or just throwing chances out. Let's just be honest. Okay, truth is you cannot predict whether Microsoft will go up or down. Okay, if you tell yourself I sold because I think it will go down, the truth is you didn't think it will go down. You just gambling, okay, or you just taking a bet. Okay, nothing wrong with it, but that's the cold hard truth. Okay, that's the cold hard truth. So truth is nobody can time the market. Okay, nobody can time the market. So take these suggestions and information as you wish, and then you can see how it can aid your decision. Okay, end of the day, I'm just sharing with you my thoughts, my thought processes, why I choose to buy Microsoft last time, and why am I holding it so tightly. Okay, and why am I selling so many puts and call options on Microsoft instead. So I just shared with you my thoughts. Okay, what you want to do with Microsoft end of the day is really up to you. Okay, buy, sell, hold, completely up to you. Okay, just wish you all the best, and I'm happy, for those who were in the previous show, we were discussing, hey, Microsoft can buy, we were thinking about Microsoft, hey, 380, buy a bit, build some position. And those who watch my video, okay, I'm glad we all made money. I feel very happy for everyone, okay. But remember, if you lose money, don't come and look for me, okay. Not my fault, okay. Like I said, not financial advice, just sharing with you my thoughts. Okay, you make money, happy. Lose money, don't be too sad, okay? Just try again, or maybe you can do better with other stocks. Or maybe just hold for the long term. Maybe long term you will do well. Okay? So that's for Microsoft, okay? So really want to catch up on this part. So end of the day, I hope I managed to share with you some things about Microsoft that is not just the numbers, I know. Not just reading from reports, CNBC, Yahoo, take the report and read to you all. Then what's the point, right? You all go read yourself better. Or do those DCF, discounted cash flow, or all those model, defending market share, capital, capex spending. I try not to dwell too much on that because I don't feel I'm giving you enough value if I say that. You all might as well go look at other people's channel where they do the deep dive, or they talk about the stock, or just read any recent earnings release from CNBC or Market Watch. You also can get the information from that. So I hope I can share with you my personal perspective or something else that nobody says. So at least something new, fresh, not repeated, that kind. Okay. Okay, so last part about Microsoft. Okay, I don't want to talk too much, but Microsoft very exciting to me because it's my one of my top position. So I'm a huge fan of Microsoft. I believe in their work that they are doing. Okay, and one of the reasons I invest in Microsoft is because they have not finished their work. Okay, there's still tons of work for them to do in the future and for the future. Okay, maybe the day when their work is completed, then maybe I will no longer invest in Microsoft. But at this juncture, Microsoft has tons of work to do now and for the future. Okay, so last thing I want to really talk about Microsoft is so you see Microsoft is not something that is a new product. It's people like what people say always complain. It's an old company, it's an old product. Precisely because it's an old company, it has deeply embedded into everybody's life. Okay, deeply rooted. You go ask anybody, okay, in US or Singapore, any developed country, even not developed country, okay, you just go and ask them, what is Windows, what is Microsoft? Everybody can answer you. I think there's probably less than 1% of the population in the world who doesn't know what is Microsoft. Honestly, okay. Even countries like maybe not so developed one, like some people say Philippines or certain parts of Indonesia, okay. Even they themselves down there, they have land shop, computer to play games in those areas. So it's quite advanced already. So they also know what is Windows OS, what is Outlook, Office, all this. They all know. Okay. So the thing is that because the branding is so powerful, the reliance on it is so high, it's very hard to switch out of Microsoft whether you like it or not. Okay, you know, like even like individual like us, you know, let's say we have been using a Microsoft for some time, then suddenly ask you to use Apple, you sure very miserable and frustrated. You will take some time to learn the software. Vice versa, if one of you are the Apple fan, Apple user, iOS user, you're also very frustrated if I ask you to use Microsoft. You'll be like, hey, what is this software? Rubbish! You know? So imagine at an individual level, we face so much challenges and constraints already when we want to switch software. Imagine at the corporate enterprise level, you know, we have thousands of employees. Suddenly you change the entire operating system, like, you know, Microsoft to something else. Maybe because Microsoft increased price by $50, okay, per customer, per head. Wow, I have 1,000 employees. $50 is what? 50,000 more per year I need to pay to Microsoft to maintain all this server. But if I have to get 1,000 employees to learn another software, okay, learn the complete new system, okay, the amount of downtime, okay, the amount of frustration they feel, the downtime, you know, the loss in businesses, loss in customers, because they need to figure out the software, is cost probably way more than a 50K, probably in the millions of dollars, okay. You know, in a company, right, if you are down for like just 1 week, you can lose millions of dollars, literally millions. So will all this enterprise be willing to pay 50K more? Of course, Microsoft can charge them 100K more per year. They will still pay. Okay, they won't let 100K deter them and then make themselves lose millions of dollars in businesses. They won't. So you can see the problem is because Microsoft so deeply entrenched, deeply rooted in everybody's life. Okay, not just on personal level, but at a company level, governance level. Let's be honest, most government, okay, sovereign, okay, all the defenses in this world all use Microsoft. Okay, let us be honest, most of them all use Microsoft. So you can see the potential and the revenues that Microsoft is capturing from all angles, everybody, literally. So whether you like it or not, it comes to a point whereby even okay, let's say there's a new technology, okay, let's say Microsoft fall behind, okay, there's a new technology called mega AI, okay. You just say a few words, right, it can generate product for you. Let's say something very miraculous, it's a box, okay. You say someone, it generate a product for you. Okay, let's say there's such a thing, okay. Microsoft didn't catch up to that, okay. But let's say the company who developed this product, right, they will need to what? Monetize it, right? They will need to work with someone because it's just a company with a very powerful product. But they are not well known. Nobody knows them. Nobody cares. So they will want to work with someone who has what? Well-established database, a strong user base, well-known across the world. So usually companies like that, they want to work with who? Example, Microsoft, Alphabet, or Apple, that kind of company. In fact, OpenAI, ChatGPT is a good example. They work with Microsoft, all the big giants. Why? Because they want to establish and spread the tool out there. Because Microsoft has billions of users, okay, billions of users. So they can easily capture and introduce the product to billions of people around the world. So if there is a day Microsoft fall behind in technology, some other company came out with a marvelous tech, this company will likely also want to partner with someone like Microsoft, right? So I hate to say, in totality, companies like Microsoft, right, has come to a point they are too big to fail. Okay, I know it's a bit of a bold statement to make, okay, but they have come to a point it is really too big to fail at this point of time, okay. My personal take, personal advice, okay, not financial advice, okay. So I mean, whether we like it or not, like, you know, that's why there's a lot of lawsuits from the US against them, you know, against Alphabet, against Apple, Microsoft, all this, because they have so much monopoly. Okay, they have so much say, so much influence and control over the market and products. It's very hard to challenge or beat them. So whether we like it or not, Microsoft does have a huge monopoly and too big to fail. So that's my own take on Microsoft. And because of that, right, I can tell you honestly, the only day, I think for now, the only time Microsoft will fail and collapse is they have a shitty leadership, okay, shitty management. I always emphasize in all my video, okay, and my investment rules is that I always look at the management first, the leader first. A good leader will turn a loss-making company into a profitable one. Look at something example like Intel or AMD, okay, all these things. A lousy leader will turn a profitable company into a loss-making one. So at this juncture, Microsoft still has very solid leadership. Their leadership cares about making revenue, creating new products, and returns for the investors. They are not there to throw money to enrich themselves, their management, their own family members. No, okay, they actually spend money to constantly innovate, improve their products. That's why their revenue growth can be like what? 30%, 40% year over year. I hate to say, I'm not trying to bash Singapore. If you realize some of the Singapore companies, right, their management mainly favor in paying their own self. They are not interested to take the money to innovate, to build out their products, to advance themselves, to compete on the global stage. They just want to farm money and then enrich their own management. Not all companies are like that, but quite a number of Singapore companies are like that. Okay, I hate to say, that's why management is very important. Good management will make sure the company do well. So the only day I think Microsoft will go down is when they have a shitty leadership. Okay, can I? Okay, so that's all for Microsoft. Okay, I don't talk so much about Microsoft already, okay, because excited about Microsoft. Okay, so next component, we will move on to the options segment already, okay. So my stream is mostly 1 hour only. I try not to go above 1 hour because people will be, hey, boring lah, don't want to keep hearing you talk lah, okay. So we keep it to 1 hour so everybody can rest early, and then, some of y'all may have work tomorrow, so we end in 1 hour's time, okay. So we try to cut by 10 now, okay, 10. Okay, I just look at some comments. Then if you have questions, feel free to let me know or ask me any questions, and then I try my best to answer. If I miss out, please repeat because sometimes my phone cannot see your comment or my screen cannot see your comment. So just feel free to repeat because I want to make sure I respond to all of you, okay? Any comments, feel free to let me know. Complex. Hey, hi, IT Pillow. Hey, IT Pillow, good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Hey, by the way, if you're here previously in my previous room, feel free to say hello. Feel free to say hi and hello, so I can catch up with you again. Yeah, by the way, if you also bought Microsoft, also do well, or any other company, feel free to share, so I also can learn from your perspective, your thoughts, all these things. Or if you have any, potential stocks you want to suggest, let me know also, so I can also do some research on it. So end of the day, okay, wait, I see any more things, any more comments. A question just ask, feel free to ask, okay, try my best to answer it before we move on to the options component. Yeah, for Singaporeans, by the way, happy long weekend. Okay, happy National Day. If you're from Singapore, you're tuning in. Happy National Day yesterday, and then today, hope you had a great public holiday. Okay, now let's move on to the options component. Okay, options now, second part. Okay, 9:30. Oh, market open, just nice. Okay, so I change screen. Okay, put my face below. So just to let you know, the first screen on top is all my options position. So for those who are more keen on options trading, these are all my position. Just share with you the direction and the amount I hold. Of course, because Microsoft has went up a lot. Okay, so I've closed all the Microsoft put position. Okay, they are 50% and above profit, so I close it. So share with you my option strategy, selling option is I always close at 50% profit margin for my cash cover put. Okay, I don't try to be greedy, try to aim for more. 50% is good enough for me. Okay, so today, okay, we talk about options first, then we move to the market, okay, because market open already. Okay, so today I want to build a bit more on the covered call. Okay, so option view strategy, there's always a cash cover put component, which I sell cash cover put to get premium. Then if I get assigned, I will sell covered calls. Okay, so covered call is like, sell covered calls are contract. Then if it hits the strike price, my shares will be called away, but I still collect the premium. So how do we advance or make use of covered call to really get more income? So cover call is not just for option view strategy, okay? So let's say you hold 100 shares, or let's say you hold 500 shares of Apple. Let's just use Apple, okay? Even though you don't do the view strategy, okay, you don't sell cash cover put, you still can sell covered calls, okay, because you have 500 Apple shares. So let's say covered calls are always dealt in 100 shares. So let's say you want to keep most of the Apple, but you want to make use of the Apple shares to earn some money, you also can sell covered calls, okay. So just a quick recap. Covered call just means that it's a contract that you sell, okay, out there in the market, option contract, that you say that, okay, I agree to sell Apple at a specific price. Example, you set Apple strike price at 120, you agree to sell 100 shares of Apple at 120. If the stock price goes up to 120 or above, in fact, you have to sell away the shares, okay, it's an agreement, you're agreed to write it. But if Apple didn't go above 120, you will keep the shares. Yeah, you just hold the shares. So you don't have to get your Apple call away. You still keep the premiums. And the premiums can be a few $100s, depending on your strike price. It can be easily like what, 100 to 200, even $300. So it's not a bad side income if you think about it. So covered call can be useful. So today I want to delve a bit more on covered call and how do we strategically position covered call to make the most of it. So I share with you my own personal opinion. Different people has different style for covered call. I mean, it's up to you how you want to sell, what kind of strike price or duration you want to sell. It's up to you, okay? I just share with you my position, my take on how to maximize covered call. Okay, so covered calls, there's this thing called triple income. I think some of y'all heard, some of y'all may not. So remember, when you hold covered call, when you sell covered call, you still hold the shares by itself. So example, Apple 100 shares, you still hold it. So remember, Apple, if I'm not wrong, they also pay a dividend, okay? So there's dividend on Apple. So technically, even if you sell a covered call on the 100 shares you own right now, I can't remember, I think Apple still have dividend on this, okay? Maybe, okay, very low lah, I know it's like 1% a year or 0.5, okay, about there. But 1% is still money, okay? So if you have Apple share existing and you hold it until the EX date, right? Okay, the EX date, that means X dividend date. Even you sell a covered call on it, you still collect the dividends, okay? So remember that, just because you sell a covered call on your existing share doesn't mean you're not entitled to dividends. You are. So that tells you that when you want to sell covered calls, right, try to sell that covered call. Make sure the expiry date, or the assignment date, the strike date, whatever, okay, expiry date is after the X dividend date. So that's why sell covered call is not just click button only. You have to do a little bit of homework as well to maximize that potential profit margin, right? You have to find out if your company is paying dividends. Then you try to make sure that you do some research. When is the rough dividend date? Then you make sure you sell your contract that is beyond the dividend date, so you can collect the dividend. So that's step number one. Okay, first income. Second income is capital gain. Okay, this part I want to spend a bit more time because capital gain is one of the strongest element of covered calls if done correctly. So example, I give you an example once again. Apple, let's use Apple. Apple now is $100, okay, the stock price is $100, okay, market now. So you sell strike price, let's say $120, okay, that means Apple from $100 must hit above $120 before your shares get caught away, because the strike price you set for the contract is $120. So let's say, example, Apple, okay, flew to $150, example. Oh, no choice, you have to get your Apple shares caught away, right? Because remember, you agreed to sell your Apple at $120. That's your strike price. Yeah, so no choice, your Apple gets caught away. But remember, Apple, okay, let's say example, you bought Apple shares maybe at $80. Example at $80, okay? Example, I just give you example, $80, okay? Then your strike price is $120. The fact that you bought it at $80 and then you sell at $120, that's $40 profit per share. Yes, you miss out the difference between 120 to 140 because your strike price 120 stock already went up to 140. Yeah, you miss the $20 between 120 to 140, but you still gain a $40 capital gain because you bought Apple shares at $80, your strike price is $120. It got caught away. So $40 per share means $4,000 because options contract are always dealt in 100 shares. So you sold the option contract for 100 shares. So $40 times 100 is $4,000. That's quite a bit of money. So this tells you when you set your strike price for covered call, you really have to set it skillfully, okay, in a way. You want to set at a price whereby you get decent amount of premium, but you also want to make sure you set high enough, which is above your original purchase price. Okay, one of the rules, my own rule, is that I never sell covered call with a strike price lower than my purchase price. Never ever. When you do that, it's called greed. I hate to say it's really called greed. You are trying to predict or trying to guess and hope that Apple will remain cheap or low, and then you get more premiums. Remember, the lower strike price you set, okay, closer to the stock price now, the higher premiums you get. Some people are just plain greedy. They just want to farm premium non-stop. They want to get as much premium as possible. Because remember, every time you sell a covered call, any option contract, you get premium. Okay, premium is basically cash to you for writing an option contract. Yeah, you get paid for that. So people greedy, they want to farm a lot of premium. So they always set the strike price low or even below their purchase price. That's a big mistake personally, okay? You're losing out on potential capital gains. In fact, you are losing out on capital because you bought at a higher price. You have to sell your share at a lower price. So that to me is a huge negative. So that's why I always set the strike price higher than my purchase price. So you can see when you set a good strike price, the capital gain can be huge. So that's why when you sell covered calls, it's not just always about premiums. You must also look at the potential gain you can get from capital gains. So remember, options always must look at the total profit and loss. Don't just look at one component called premiums. So remember, setting strike prices is really a skill or a technique that I think eventually if you've done options long enough, you will get the hang of it. Okay, whether you want to sell a 0.3 delta, 0.2 delta, 0.1 delta, it's completely up to you. What's your strategy? Is it you want to keep the stocks? You are afraid that the shares get caught away, so you want to set a higher strike price, or you want to farm more premium, so you set a little bit lower for the strike price, but still above your purchase price, or you are someone who like to farm capital gain. Some people is capital gain farmer, okay? They like to set a higher but in between kind of strike price. So it's likely that the stock will hit their strike price, but at the same time they gain as much as possible from the capital gain. Then they use that amount to keep farming. So different people, different strategy. But in totality, I just want to share with you is that setting the correct strike price is key. One of the key essence of the wheel strategy or covered call strategy to really boost your income rapidly. So hope that this sharing was helpful for you in terms of the capital gain part. Okay, so the third income from covered call comes from the premium. Okay, premium. So like I said earlier, every time you sell a contract, a covered call, be it a cash cover put or covered call option, you will get paid premiums. Okay, they pay you money for doing that. Okay, be it like can be a few $100s, can be $50 depending on your strike price. So this whole idea of covered call is really called also known as the triple income strategy, like some people say. You get earnings from dividends, you get earnings from the capital gain, and you get earnings from the premium. So I just want to emphasize, covered call is actually a very powerful strategy, okay, very powerful, if you know how to use it. Okay, if you don't know how to use it, then of course it's not very helpful. It can even be risky, but if you understand the essence and the benefit of it, right, there is a lot of potential income. Like I said earlier, triple income strategy. Okay, so that's what I really want to talk about this covered call. I know we covered calls a few days ago, but I just want to build on a bit more on covered calls, because I know I talk a lot about cash cover put, but not enough on covered calls. So today, hopefully the sharing helps you all when it comes to the option wheel strategy, or be you're selling covered calls. So remember, one of the most hidden, not really talk about essence, is the capital gain, the potential capital gains that you can keep farming from this type of covered calls. Okay, like I said, I know some people think that, hey, you sell one covered call, maybe can be 2 months, or even 1.5 months, or even 45 days, that kind, just to earn like, maybe $1,000, $2,000 from the contract. Maybe example, I bought Apple at $100, okay, $100 example. Then I set the strike price at 110. Then it's only $10 per share because not everyone bought Apple at $80, right? Then sell at $120. Maybe a more realistic example is, sorry, cough a bit, cough. I talk too much already, sorry. So example, more realistic example, okay? I bought Apple at 100. My strike price at 110. Then my Apple got caught away at 110. So I earned $10 per share for the option contract I sold. But because it's 100 shares, right, I get $1,000. Of course, some people will think that, $1,000, so little premium, so little dividends, what's the point? I want to 50x my money, 100x my money. I want to make 50k in one night. Not like you so slow, make 1,000 in a few months, I can. So that's the whole idea. Remember, the option view strategy, selling options, covered call, it's never about a big win, never about that. It's multiple small wins that you keep accumulating, keep catching, that accumulates into a big win. So I give you an example. Why capital gain is so powerful in covered call. Like I said, 100 to 110. Yeah, I know it's $10 per share only. It's only $1,000 for that 100 shares because the option contract 100 shares, right? It's only $1,000. Yes, I know it's $1,000 only. But imagine you sell 100 contracts in a year. Honestly, if you do option view strategy quite a lot and you sell quite a lot of cover costs, 100 contracts a year is actually not a lot. Okay, it's actually quite doable. Okay, 100 contracts. It's like what, 10 contracts a month only. So I wouldn't say that's a lot actually if you think about it. So remember, 100 contracts, if let's say 100 contracts, each contract you make $1,000 from the capital gain. That is 100 times 1,000. That's $100,000. 100k. That to me is quite a bit of money already. Okay, I know some people feel that it's slow, but remember, multiple small wins is what you're looking for. Multiple small wins to accumulate into a big win. That is what option selling or the view strategy is about. Okay, so I hope this sharing helps you, and really, if you want to get into this option view strategy, I know a lot of people very keen in option selling, how to farm all these things. So you really need to have the correct mindset that you are not here for a big mega profit. You are here for multiple small profit that will eventually snowball into a huge profit. Okay, so you just have to change your mindset, to get into the correct mindset for option selling. Okay, so that's pretty much for the covered call that I really want to talk about today. Because some of you all asked me to talk more about covered calls, and then what is all the strategy used in covered call. But because I know some people, when they talk about option view strategy, it's just sell cash cover put, then sell covered call if you're assigned, then repeat the cycle, repeat. So I hope my sharing gives you another perspective that nobody really talks about, and all the small parts about the option view strategy. Because my personal belief is that after using the option view strategy for so long, right, it's all these small tiny parts that people don't really see or bother that matters the most. And if you capture all these small parts and use them, right, your option view strategy can be very profitable. Okay, like I give you an example. Yeah, it's only $10 per share you earn from the capital gain because of the option you sold. But remember, it's in 100 shares. Per contract is 1k. If you sold 100 contracts in a year, that's 100,000 profit. That to me is big win. That is a big win. Okay, I drink some water first. Sorry, I drink some water. thirsty. So in short, I just remember, option view strategy cannot be greedy. You must always manage our risk level. We talked about risk management previously, so I won't repeat it. But just remember, setting your strike prices for covered call matters a lot. Okay, just remember, setting the correct strike price for covered calls matters a lot. Okay, matters a lot. Some people feel it doesn't matter. I beg to differ. It matters a lot. Okay. Any questions or comments, feel free to let me know. before we move on to the stock market, okay? Because market open already, want to see got any potential opportunities for not every, for all of us to make money, okay? Okay, let me see. I see any comments. Sorry, if I miss your comment, please let me know. Feel free to repeat. Like I said, if you were here in the previous stream, feel free to say hi, okay? Feel free to say. You know, we have some of our previous members, friend who come and join us, or maybe because I know what, maybe because today public holiday in Singapore, so maybe some of them from Singapore, they celebrating celebrating public holiday, so they are outside now. But if you were here previously, feel free to say hi, so at least you know we can catch up a bit. By the way, hope everyone had a good weekend. If you are not from Singapore, it's okay, but hope you all had a good weekend. You know, I know tomorrow Tuesday must go to work. Some of you all just hang on tight, okay? Hang on tight. We will journey together. Okay, we'll journey together. Let me see. Let me see any comments. Comment, questions. Let me see. Okay. Okay. So that's all okay for the option covered cost. So if you have any questions, can let me. It's really better you all just put your questions here, okay? Rather than message me or comment in my videos. That one, I mean, I appreciate that. Feel free to ask me anywhere. But if you ask me here faster, I can answer your question with more depth. Because sometimes the short video I do, I can't give you too much in-depth information. Because it's a short video, I can't talk too much. And also maybe people don't want to hear me talk so much also. So if you're here just nice, just ask, okay? Okay, so next time, right, let's just go to the stock market now, okay? We see any potential opportunity. So my second screen is the stock market currently. We see any potential opportunities or not? When I make this smaller a bit, then you all can see. Okay. What button do I need to press? Wait. Sorry. I think I screwed up something. Give me a while. Okay, I think this will do, okay? Hope the screen is still okay, okay? I think I better don't mess it up. Later it gets worse. Okay, let's go to the stock market now. Okay. We see any potential market opportunity. So like I said, I like to sell cash cover put when the market, when the particular stock is dropping in price. And I like to sell covered calls, especially when the stock is going up, because the premium during that period will be higher. Okay, so we have Intel, Apple. Oh, Apple down 2%. Ho. Wow, very tempting. How? Wow, my opportunity is here. Let me see. Wow, Apple. How? What should we do? Let me see. Apple. Okay, Nvidia is down a bit, but it's still quite high. By the way, Nvidia announcing result in about 2 weeks plus time, so I'll keep you updated. Very excited about Nvidia. Okay, I shared with you all my take on Nvidia previously, so I won't repeat. Okay, the trend and usually what happens to Nvidia, the pattern. Okay, so I tell you upfront here. Okay, upfront. My take is, I think Apple is attractive enough. I will likely do a cash cover put. Okay, cash cover put on it. Okay, I know you all want to see the whole entire process of what button to click on. Oh, Microsoft 506 now. Oh my god. Did you all see it? Microsoft $506 now. Oh my god. Oh lord. Okay. Congratulations for all who have Microsoft in their holdings. Okay, big congratulations. Of course, I'm very happy. Okay, you know, I have a huge amount of Microsoft. But like I said, I am not selling Microsoft. No way at $500. To me, $500, no way. No way. Okay, so congratulations to all who bought Microsoft. Microsoft peak was 550, right? Let me see. Yeah, the peak was 550. Correct, right? Let me see. Yeah, Microsoft peak is 550. So honestly speaking, it's still 10% from its all-time high below. Okay, so I give you my honest opinion about Microsoft now. Okay, will I buy Microsoft or not? I just share with you now. Okay, I supposed to keep it for another time, but don't mind, I just share, okay, don't mind, I just share. I know time constraint, just let me share. Yes, I will still buy Microsoft at $500 because I believe it will be $1,000 in the future. But I'll buy Microsoft at a much slower pace now. Okay, last time, you know, if you watch some of my video, I bought Microsoft like 20 share, 30 share every month. I just buy and buy and buy. Buy all the way down. But because Microsoft now is $500, I will still buy but at a much slower pace. Maybe example, I may just buy like 5 shares a month or even maybe 5 shares every 2 months. So I give you my honest take on Microsoft that I will still buy at $500. Okay, so I share with you now first. Okay, so maybe next time I can do a video to talk about it. Okay, so Ken, Microsoft, great news for all holders of Microsoft. Congratulations. So Apple, okay, let me see. Okay, so I tell you upfront. So now SPY is can you see my SPY? Okay, so SPY now is about 772, still quite high. Okay, so my take is, I can tell you honestly, for today, my position will be for Apple. Okay, I will likely sell a cash cover put, either 1 or 2 position, confirm. But I just want to be clear, okay, I sell on this account, but I will also replicate for other accounts. Okay, I have a few brokerage account, but I want to keep each brokerage account no more than 200k. I just my take lah. I just want to diversify across some brokerage account. So likely in total, I may sell between 3 to 4 contracts of Apple across all my brokerage account. Okay, so the direction is probably let me just share with you. To me now, very attractive Apple. Let me just see. Okay, the peak is 344, now it's 300, so it's a discount from the peak as well. Let's see the option prices. Okay, I hope you all can see my chart, then I let you all know my position I take. Okay, I see what Apple position do I have now. Okay, so I have 2 Apple puts already, strike price 230 and 205. Okay, I repeat, I have 2 Apple put at different strike price, okay, 230 and 205. So I will want a different strike price. Okay, so this time now I may go for like 220. I see 220, maybe let's do something like end of the year. Let's see end of the year, or maybe first month or so. Let me see. Okay, end of the year. Okay, let's do 130 days. Okay, we see what's the premium like. 100. Okay. Sorry, give me a while. I just look at the contract prices. Okay, so I give you my take first. Okay, so like I said, I don't trade during the first hour of the market open because the first hour of the market very volatile. I'll probably want to wait for like next hour. I usually trade on the second hours onwards. Okay, remember my belief is the early bird catches the worm, but the early worm get eaten by the bird. So I don't want to be the worm, okay? I don't want to end up being the worm. So I tell you honestly, okay, upfront is that I will likely do an option put contract tonight. Likely, okay, likely. We see what happened in the second hour, and then I'll probably sell 3 to 4 contracts across my account. Okay, so tomorrow I will be here again. Okay, live, same thing. Okay, like I said, I stream Monday to Thursday. I'll be here tomorrow 9 p.m. to give you the updates. Okay, but likely you all will see new Apple position. So on top of that, I may also buy Apple shares. Okay, I told you all before, I also want to build some Apple positions. So I may buy a couple of Apple shares, like 10 shares, because I think 305 is not a bad price. Though I'm hoping for 280, 290. If I don't get there, then I might just have to buy 10 shares at 305. We see how it goes. Okay, but very likely I will sell the Apple put. Okay, so tomorrow I will update you all, but I just share with you all my take now and my thought processes. So now you all see 2 Apple put right on my first screen. First screen got 2 Apple put. Likely tomorrow you all will see another one. Okay? Can. So good lah. I mean today there are some good opportunities. So hopefully those positions I open will make us some money. Okay, make me some money. Okay. So that's all for the stock market. So same every time, every stream, right? In the middle section, okay, second section, we will go and look at the stock market because it opens. Then we will see any opportunities and then any discussion, and then I let you all know what are my thought processes and my next move. Intel down 4.4%. So I said before, Intel is a high risk, high return stock. I own Intel also, just to share with you, but like I said, high risk, high return. So it's more like a diversification. Okay, any questions about my picks or my plan, or any take any comments about the stock market options? Feel free to share so I can learn from you also. Okay, come next. Let me see. Yeah, correct, yeah. So really, multiple small win leads to big win. This is the essence of the option selling contract. So that's why not many people are really keen to learn the option view strategy because it takes time. It takes time to build your portfolio to a certain size, to have certain amount of cash before you can start doing all this option wheeling. Most people nowadays they want fast money, 10x, 20x, Nvidia all in that kind. So okay, that kind not really in this channel. So yeah, you're correct, yeah, absolutely, multiple small wins. Okay, so I'm not closing my Nvidia puts today also because my Nvidia put is only 43% now. Like I said, my target margin is 50%. So if I close, I'll let you know. But I share with you upfront first, I may close my Nvidia put at 40%. Why? Because Nvidia results are coming soon, so I may want to manage my risk level a bit. But also because my Nvidia option contract are long term, okay, like many months later, so I don't mind holding over the earnings season, no problem. But sometimes I just want to manage risk. I mean, I'm already up like 43% here, which is like so close to 50% anyway, right? 43%, why do I want to take the risk to be over, pray hard that Nvidia announce result? Who knows they don't announce good result? Then my option contract from profitable become loss making. So there are times whereby I say if you look at certain factors, you might want to consider your risk management. So if I ever close my Nvidia at 40%, I'll let you all know. Okay, I have one option contract Nvidia. If you see the first screen, at 43% profit already. So I may close it because I may not want to hold it over the earnings season. I don't want to expose myself to unnecessary risk. Okay, because this option I can tell you that I'm holding right now in front of my screen. If you see Nvidia put, okay, number 9 here, is 2027 June. That is like 10 months later. 10 months later. I'm already up 43%. Do I want to wait 10 months to capture the remaining 57%? Probably not, right? 10 months to get the remaining 57%. Maybe I may not want it. Okay, I may not want that 57%. But I know we also want a good risk reward ratio. So I see how. Okay, if I'm concerned that Nvidia earnings and I don't want to have so much exposure, then I may just close one of them or two of them, which is like about 40% plus profit. Okay, so just share with you all my thought processes behind the options I hold. Okay, at the end of the day, I hope my sharing helps you all in your option selling as well, your decision making. Okay, so that's all for the stock market pick part. Okay, 10 o'clock already. Okay, 10 o'clock. Okay, I don't talk more already. Okay, let me see. Okay, I shall not speak more. Okay, let me see what's next. Okay. So that's all for the second component, the options and the stock market opportunities and my plan moving forward. So I'll update you all if I make any position tomorrow. Okay, and actually got one last part I want to talk to you all about cost of living. Okay, maybe just give me 5 minutes. Okay, we just extend by 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, we are closing the stream soon, so maybe we just have a more leisure chat. Okay, the third component is that I really want to talk about increasing cost of living really in Singapore or even globally, be it the US, Australia, Canada, especially Singapore also. Honestly, I think the cost of living in Singapore, getting really rough, man. Okay, I just change screen. So you all can wait. I put my face on top. Okay. So let's just have a casual chat now, the last 5 minutes. So to be honest, I think nowadays cost of goods, grocery is getting way too much. Today I just went to one of our supermarket chain, okay, it's called Cold Storage, and bought some grocery, okay, some food. I only bought like 5 items, you know, and it's $35. Oh my god! 35 Sing is like what, almost like what, 28 USD, 28 USD like that. 5 items, 28 US dollars. And you know the instant noodle I bought, I just want to share with you. I bought this Korean instant noodle because I feel like trying it. Okay, I share with you also because, you know, just a personal thought, okay, because my here is like a option trading desk, you know, next time I show you all my desk. It's actually very simple, you know, I only have 2 monitors, okay, a keyboard, and one very small computer that's a square like that, mini PC, and that's all. That's my desk basically. So I actually want to upgrade my surrounding a bit because I realized after I retire, okay, I retired about 1 year plus ago, actually about 1 year ago now, okay, I stopped working since 1 year ago. At first I thought I just retire, relax, enjoy my life, you know, but after 2 weeks I have nothing to do, I feel damn bored. I almost wanted to go back to work, you know. I'm like, wow, quit already, nothing to do, very miserable. Every day I must think of things to do, ridiculous. But through my sharing and video, people give me ideas, go exercise, go do this and that. I actually developed a routine. So I actually got more comfortable. Then as time passes, I become more and more interested in option trading. I mean, since long ago, I'm really into option trading, but I started to trade 1 DTE, 1 day to expiry during when I retired. So I explore more into that. Then as time passes, I realize I have changed from a corporate job to a full-time option trader. Okay, or you can call me an options grinder. I literally grind options Monday to Friday, you know, to farm income. That's my lifestyle now. So because I spend so much time here on my desk, in front of my computer, I'm thinking time to upgrade my surrounding, okay, because my surrounding is very simple, very basic. Okay, literally like what you see in some of the animated film, just table, chair, a bed, and that's all, you know. And then just farm option. Every day go to the computer from market open until market close. Local time, I start at 9 p.m. 9:30 p.m. I trade until 4 a.m. then I go sleep. So I actually looking to upgrade my desk a bit now, you know. So I went to Cold Storage, okay, to buy some groceries so I can, you know, cook at home. Okay, to be honest, the past few months, almost every day I've been eating McDonald's, delivery. Wow, very unhealthy, very unhealthy. My tummy very big now, no joke. So I'm trying to be healthier. So I'm looking to upgrade my desk and surrounding. If you have any idea, can let me know. Okay, I want to make it more cozy, more comfortable for me, whereby I can sit down, relax, enjoy, eat some good food, you know, then can cook some food, or put a hot pot, you know, an electrical stove at my desk so I can just make some noodles, okay, not very healthy, like instant noodles, okay, cook some food. So back to this, I just go to this grocery, okay, because I want to upgrade my desk, upgrade my life, because I've been grinding option, you know. Now I do have some spare cash, actually quite a decent amount of spare cash, but I just don't have any time and effort to really improve the area here. So I hope to look into that soon, okay. So I bought some food I want to cook later, okay. So wow, grocery now very expensive. Couple of items, 28 US dollars, 35 Sing dollars, crazy. You know, I just buy some frozen dumplings. I read the ingredient, not the best, but at least a bit more healthy. I don't buy chips, okay, all the potato chips I don't buy because I think I ate too much already, it's very bad for health. So in short, right, nowadays I just hate to be honest, cost of living getting out of control, really. And I'm not buying food from restaurant, no. I'm buying grocery from markets, supermarket, so I can cook myself in hope that it's cheaper. But it doesn't feel cheaper, I feel. It feels quite expensive also. Maybe it's a bit cheaper, or maybe it's same price but healthier. So I also don't know, is it more worth it to cook myself or just buy from outside. So to be fair, I think at this rate, I just want to be honest, if I'm someone who, okay, if you are retired as well, okay, someone who live off dividends or whatever, I think if you really want to have a comfortable retirement or even planning for financial freedom, I think 5% a year from those dividend returns really not enough. Cannot cut it. All the grocery I bought now, okay, or the food I spent in a few months or even past 1 or 2 years, I don't think the increment is 5%, you know, let's be honest. 5% inflation is like almost what, 10 to 20% in real life, let's be honest. Because the inflation occurs at every single chain, every single level of the food supply chain. From the farmer salary, transport, oil and gas, food, aircon, condition, shelving, worker pay, then pay staff, pay cashier, you know, to constructing the plastic bag to hold for you. Every single layer, if they charge 5%, by the time the product reach me, maybe up by 20% already, which is true. You look at last year, maybe you bought the food for like $5, now it's probably like $5.50 or even $6. It's insane, okay? So I just want to share with you, okay, I just want to end here, okay? At the rate cost of living is increasing, I just feel if we aim for like 3 or 5% return a year, just won't cut it really, just won't cut it. I mean, if you are super rich, you have billions of dollars, yeah, then 3% no problem, 5% no problem. But if you're average, you know, like all of us here, we are average people, even if you have $1 million portfolio, okay, 3% or 5% return a year, I feel really not adequate at this juncture. Okay, so if you, okay, not financial advice, not financial advice. If the dividends 5% a year working for you, please continue. Okay, but personally, I just want to share with you that my personal take is that if an ETF, SPY 500, IWDA is giving me 8 to 10%, why would I want to go for 5% dividend from a particular company? Even if I spread across a few companies, it's just that 5 companies maybe that's giving me 5% a year. But SPY is 500 companies, huge diversification. I personally feel it's safer because of the diversification. Plus, it's giving me what, 8 to 10%. Plus, I sell options contract on top of it. You know, a lot of dividend companies, when you buy, right, you can't really sell options contract. Not just locally in Singapore, okay, but overseas, because their options volume is too low. You look at Coca-Cola, all this, the options volume is so low, there's not much interest, the bid and ask spread is so wide, you can't make much money on it. Okay, where SPY 500 is huge, the thousands and millions of volume for SPY 500, I can sell so many options contract on SPY. So on top of the 8 to 10% I'm getting, I can get extra like 2 to 3%, or even sometimes 5% for other stocks than selling options contract on. So just want to share with you all, okay, that my own personal take is, at this rate, 3 to 5%, I personally think it's not going to cut it. Okay, I personally will always aim for at least 8% return a year, minimum now, 8% a year. And I would want to aim for like 10%, okay. My target usually is 12 to 15% per year, consistently, through a series of holding stocks and selling option, using the option view strategy on top of them. Okay, so that's all for the last component. Okay, so hopefully it's more of a, okay lah, doesn't sound too casual lah. Hopefully it's more relaxed lah, okay, because earlier we talked about the stock market, wow, Microsoft, look at the details here and there, a bit heavy. So hopefully the last part is more casual, because I just want to share with you my own thoughts and my plans, okay, my own feelings, okay, not just what people say, okay, just my own thought, personal stuff. Okay, so that's all. I hope it has been a good stream session. Okay, so that's all. We will be ending. So let me just go through the comment quickly. Any question, feel free to ask. Okay, feel free to let me know, or even your thought processes, or even if you are fed up with the high cost of living. I have friends from US who are also fed up with the system, the cost of living, or they relocate to Thailand and Vietnam. No joke, this hyperinflation is very prominent in some of the countries like Singapore, US, Canada, all these things. So a lot of people have relocated, to be honest. So if you're whoever from which country, or even Singaporeans, right, you're fed up with the cost of living, let us know too how you are coping with it, okay? So I can learn from you also. Are you planning to get electric height adjusted table so that you can stand and type and watch? Wow, something to consider, okay, something to consider, because every time I sit for prolonged, sometimes also back pain. I think standing up is quite a good idea. You know, I have an idea of making my desk area here like a cafe like that, like a mini cafe whereby I have a food stand. But I prefer healthy options. I'm really trying to pivot towards healthier stuff. Not put all the tidbits, chocolate, all these things. I try to avoid. So I think maybe adjusted table sounds good. Any good brand or not? Are you using? Yaf, you using any good adjustable table or not? Which brand you using? Need to check out other supermarket, eat less meal. But if you are foodie, eat outside still more economical. Need healthier choice. Yeah, so I also don't know. At first I thought maybe I cook myself is healthier, plus maybe I also potentially save money. So it's like a win-win. But after I buy the grocery, wow, doesn't feel cheap eh. Or maybe cold storage is a bit expensive. Cold storage is a bit more, the more premium, so-called premium supermarket, right? Compared to like Sheng Siong or NTUC, right? I think so. So maybe I can check out other supermarket. Since you retire, what's your strategy on CPF? Next session. Yeah, maybe we talk about that next session. I don't have much strategy on CPF, to be honest, very honestly. Okay, but we can talk about it next time, definitely. In fact, if you are interested, we can talk about property as well, property investment. Someone actually messaged me about the condo I bought, a private property, like my thought on buying a property. Because you know what, I don't say, okay, it's 10:13 already, okay, I just stop it. Because I don't share the whole story, but briefly, I do have a condo part of my diversification. So maybe next time we can talk about condo as well, investment, if you are keen. And my thought process at that time, why, I'm making like 8 to 10% a year. Why I diversify into a condo for like 3% a year? What's my rationale behind? So maybe we can, if you are interested, I also don't want to bore you all, because a lot of people talk to me, is mainly they want to know about stocks and options. These two only. So I try to talk about these two mainly. Okay, but if you are interested, next time we can talk about condo investment. And maybe we can talk about CPF next time. We can talk about CPF next time. So yeah, because just to share with all our viewers from other countries, Singapore has this CPF system called Central Provident Fund, if I'm not wrong. It's a compulsory forced saving, okay, for Singaporeans. Okay, in short, when you work, every time you work, every month you get salary, you are forced to contribute a certain percentage of it into a saving account that you can only touch and use when you're 65 years old. If it's younger than that, you can use some of it for your housing or certain medical services. Okay. Hey, thanks for all the suggestions. Let's have a chat on CPF and also property. But you also can share with us what's your CPF strategy, because you told me you are also working now, right? You told me you have a job and also retiring soon. Yeah, are you retiring soon? Can share with us next time. Share with us, because I remember you told me you are still working and you are planning to trade options for some side income. And when you start also when you begin trading options, let us know your progress also. Then we can also hear from you. Okay, hey, that's all. I will end the session here. Okay, 10:15 already. Okay, I think I talked too much. Okay, so thank you everyone for dropping by and saying hello. Okay, like I said, if you're here previously, feel free to say hi, goodbye, all these things. Okay, so we can chit chat and get to hear from each other. Okay, so thank you so much everyone for dropping by. Good to see you, Yaf, as well. And same thing, Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m. So tomorrow I will be streaming 9 p.m. same time. Time zone is GMT+8. So thank you very much everyone. Hope everyone made money, have a better life. Thank you so much for dropping by. I will see y'all tomorrow. Goodbye. Good night. See you.